Shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rukah, Hudash. The one to the apostle nails a great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, have mercy upon you. All right, y'all. I'm on this brother page. Name this guy's page here is he's some kind of black. It says Black Authentic Truth, right? And the name of his video is that he tried to save her. Was it worth it? So in other words, another Jake on some sucker shit, and we're gonna get right into it, and we're gonna see, according to the scriptures, was he right in doing and saying what he was doing in this video here. I'm gonna let the brother do his little narrating as well, and I'm gonna cut in and say what I got to say according to the spirit. So let's get into it. Let's get back.
This damn hotel.
Hold up, y'all. Hold up 1 second. Here we go.
What it do? Man, y'all check out Black Authentic Truth. Get some real good games on YouTube.
In front of this damn hotel. Right by the stadium, the courtyard, in...
Oh, y'all gotta get the beginning of it, y'all. I'm trying to...
Black Authentic Truth. Get some real good games on YouTube. Black Authentic Truth, man. Check it out, man. Real good information.
Beating on this woman in front of this damn hotel. Right by the stadium, the courtyard, in Las Vegas. This man is beating on this woman. She didn't ask me for help. She keep walking away from him. Ma'am, please go inside. Just go into the hotel. Just go into the hotel. Ma'am, go into the hotel. That's all you got to do. You stay here, sir. And ain't nobody gonna call no cops. You guys can mind your business and I will mind mine. But if you put your hands on her again, we're going to have a problem in front of me. Okay? Mind your business. No, but you really need to calm down. Because however angry you are, is it worth going to jail tonight? You gonna go to jail or you gonna get your ass beat? Are you an Uber? You should drive away. He's beating on this woman.
No, I'm not.
I've got it on videotape. I just watched it. You should drive away. He's beating on her. And she needs help. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Now, this is a video where obviously the two people are under the influence. They must have just been out doing whatever they was doing. And you have a brother that is recording that is saying that he's seen this man put his hands on this woman and that she asked him for help. Now, if someone asked me for help...
Do you have a car? Do you have a clean driving record?
You know, the brother paid. He got commercials and stuff, so...
I got to assess the situation. And in my assessment of looking at this situation...
Well, let me tell you what the scriptures say. I just thought of a precept right quick. Normally, I give my little narration and then let it go through and whatever, right? But the scriptures say what? 1 Peter 4 and 15. But let none of you suffer as a murderer, or as a thief, or as an evildoer, or a busybody in other men's matters. So this ain't none of his damn business. What's going on? Right? This is a so-called black man trying to defend the honor of what? Of some random appear to be a so-called Edomite chick, and he's trying to play Captain Save-All. This is what he's doing. Mind your business, Jake.
He may have...
Because if that man blow his ass away, he's not going to get a life sentence. You can believe that. He probably might not do 7 years. They'll give us, we take one another out. At least we may get is 7 years, but most of the time they be trying to bury us anyway. But That's when you come up against one another. But this man appears to be a so-called white man here, right? So he should mind his damn business like that man told him. Because what's that? Just thought of another Ecclesiasticus 9 and verse 8. Because the scriptures is very clear concerning another man's wife. Another man's wife is not your business. It's not your business at all, period. Because the scriptures say, sit not at all with another man's wife. And then it further goes into, nor sit down with her in thy arms, and spend not thy money with her at the wine. Meaning, sitting at the bar drinking alcohol or something, sitting there drinking and hanging out with another man's wife. And it says, lest thy heart incline unto her, and so through thy desire, thy fall into destruction. Meaning you get put to death. If that man come about and you sitting there with his wife and you fornicating with his wife, and he come there and put you to death, he can do that. Yes. But maybe not in Esau's kingdom. These things are not appropriate to do in Edom kingdom. But hey, stay tuned, because we're going right on back to the laws the laws that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, has given us in the beginning. So real quick, let's get let's go into it.
Have put his hands on her, but she is coming back to him. She's walking away. She's getting back in his face. She's going back and forth with him. And the brother is, saying what he's saying. Keep your hands off her. If you put your hands on him again, I'm going to put my hands on you. There's a certain, you got to read the room. There's certain situations where you can't really help that situation. The most you can do is call the authorities, because you put hands on him and intervene, and she take off her shoes and start hitting you upside the head, like, get off of him, leave him alone.
Exactly.
That's how those type of situations end a lot of times. Like, you come in and be, the superhero and defend her honor, and anything could fall out from that. She could start attacking you. He could pull out a gun and pop you. Sometimes it's better to assess a situation and mind your business.
Mind your own damn business, Jake.
Obviously.
Mind your business, man. I mean, it ain't hard. I should have went to verse 8 and then went down to verse 9. Because that's what I kind of rushed on it and moved a little too fast, because because this guy here narrating, it's kind of hard to go between him and his narrating with the situation in narrating. But he actually making some pretty good points, right? But when Jake got podcasts and they making money on their podcasts, they're gonna watch what they say, and they're not gonna give you the raw version of what a man really thinking in his head. But I don't have no problem. This is why a lot of we'll say, I say a few men and a lot of women don't like me anyway. Because why? Because I'm what? I don't watch what I say, because I don't care about no one's feelings and emotions. All I care about is preaching the truth and giving the truth concerning Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, which is the Bible, right? Which is, the ignorance of our people. They can care less what the Bible says, but they'll pretend like they what? Like they are all about the Bible, all about the truth, and then turn around and be what? Be a straight demon. Again, Ecclesiasticus 9 and verse 8. Turn away thine eye from a beautiful woman, and look not upon another's beauty. Another's beauty goes into what? Another man's wife, right? And when you do that, that's, even when you thinking in your mind, that's what? That's adultery within itself. Because she belongs to what? Another man. Another's beauty, for many have been what? Deceived by the beauty of a woman. The Edomite looks, she looked decent. She looked decent. so-called Edomite, she looked pretty decent, right? And that's probably all Jake doing. You know, Jake trying to ease up on a piece of ass, right? Sound a little feminine as well, but hey, I mean, if he doing all that, he might. If he is feminine, he probably think he's a woman, so he think he gonna act like a woman and be in another woman's business. For many have been deceived by the beauty of a woman, for herewith lover is what is kindled as a fire. Yes, man. You know, at any time, at any moment, when dealing with a woman, especially another man's wife, you know, trouble can come as quick as you can snap your fingers. In verse 9 it goes and say, as I read earlier, sit not at all with another man's wife. Sit not at all with another man's wife. Meaning, mind your own damn business, man. Stay out of his business. Don't sit with her. Because you sitting with her, that's what? That within itself is you showing interest in another man's what? Possession. Nor sit down with her in thy arms and spend not thy money with her at what? At the wine. Period. Lest thy heart incline unto her, and so through what thy desire, thou fall into what? Destruction, man. I mean, that man put your ass to death, man. Stay out that man's business. But listen on up. Listen to what Jake had to say further.
She was not trying to get away from him. Let me play some more.
Thank you. Please just go inside. Just go inside and sit down. He's not going to put his hands on you in the lobby. I promise you he won't.
He made a good point. Go inside, sit down in the lobby. He's not going to put his hands on you in the lobby in front of, you know, the hotel employees and all of that. But he's pleading with her. He's at a point, please go inside. Please. Please get out of the situation.
That woman is not trying to get away from that man like, you know, I don't tell her. I mean, they both appear to be intoxicated a little, but the woman appears to be, well, they don't appear to be sloppy drunk. So she coherent in heels as well. So they know what they're doing. So apparently she got help and a guy's speaking up for her, and she still ain't walked off. She still ain't left. So why are you hanging your ass around, worried about that man, worried about that woman, and she not trying to get away from that man? And you don't know what occurred beforehand. She could have been like I was just reading, sitting down at a bar or something, and making Google eyes with another man or something. You know, and you know, guys like to say, well, I don't condone put my hands on no woman regardless of what the reason is. I'm gonna tell you like this here. I don't give a damn, because you can lose your life in trying to defend another man's wife or another man's woman. No such thing as another man's wife. I mean, woman or girlfriend or fiance. You laying down with her, she your wife anyway. But the thing is that, you know, especially Eve, sometimes Eve need her ass whooped. Because why? You know, women periods, especially Western women, man, they'll try you any kind of way, man. They'll try you any kind of way, man. They would do these things. You know, some of them just do it out of spite, just to see a fight, just to see somebody get their ass whooped. They love that. And then go home and what? And have what they would call hot sex. And man, women are something else, man. So you have to be careful, men. You have to be careful. But guess what? A lot of you idiots are not going to be careful in your thinking when you out there in the world, especially when you're intoxicated. That's why you shouldn't be going. If you in the truth, you should be going no damn bars. Because there's a great chance you're going to be flirting and messing with somebody's wife. These women don't have no respect. They're gonna what? These want to be married. They'll take their ring out and put them in the car. They put it in the purse or whatever. They'll take it off. So, and you have no knowledge of it. But if a dude see you on the dance floor and you rubbing on this woman all kind of way, all between her legs and whatever, she ain't saying nothing, and then he come in there and see that, he gonna shoot the shit out y'all. Or maybe him just take your life. And you can best believe while he doing time, she can be back and forth with her to that prison seeing him, and she ain't gonna think about you, not even put flowers on your grave. Be wise, man. Be wise.
That is hurting you. Get out of the domestic violence situation. Meanwhile, she keeps circling around and circling around. What can you do in that situation? I'm going to mind my business. I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I'm going to mind my business. Obviously, she doesn't feel like she's in an immediate threat. And I know what people are going to say. They're going to say, well, you know how it is for a domestic violence person that's in that situation. They keep going back to the situation.
That's some female shit. That's a version of a female version of giving an explanation for some bullshit. No, she keeps going back because 9 times out of 10, her ass is the one that initiating most of the encounters of what? It being physical. And then in the process, she's what? She's receiving 9 times out of 10 monetary gain, or just even good sex from him. So all that's BS. All that's BS for she just it can't get out of it. She's scared to death of him and bullshit. Cause 911 is always at a woman's disposal when she calls them. Especially to dealing with a goddamn so-called black man. And this nigga in all of that man's business.
Or they're scared to actually leave the person. If you feel terror and you feel you're in a situation as a woman or as a man, you're in a situation and you're terrified, and then somebody comes and intervenes and gives you an opening to get up out of it, I think most people would get up out of it in an instant. We're not talking about a relationship, like a long relationship. We're talking about one instance, like this instance right here. Like, she has the opportunity to walk away. Even if she's going to come back to him, she has the opportunity.
She had many opportunities to walk away. She had many opportunities. She ain't did shit. Let me see something. I can ease it on up a little bit. Let me see.
Get hit anymore. And even though she may be coming back to him, we know that's going to happen, danger and immediate harm. If she felt.
Hold up. Like the man just said, mind your fucking business, man. And he told him that several times to mind his business. And he's still doing the same thing.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Can you do me a favor? Call the cops. Call the cops, please. Call the cops to the courtyard. We're all staying here. She just told me they stay here, so he's not going nowhere. No idea.
So
see, now let me say this here. Now he just said she told him that they stay there, and he stayed there too. Now that man could be plotting on your ass in one of these days, and then I'm quite sure that's not going to be the last time that you see this man's wife and get in. That's not going to be the last time that you see them fight or argue. It's not going to be the last time. So this guy got every opportunity to do what? To deal with you, man. Let's go to Ecclesiasticus verse 41 and let me start at 21. It'll go into it. And to turn away thy face from what? Thy kinsman, or to take away a portion or a what? A gift. Here we point headed right here. Or to gaze upon another man's what? Another man's wife. You shouldn't be in that man's what? What verse? Verse 22. Or to be what? Be over busy with what? With his maid, and come not what? Near her bed. Don't even talk to the man's maid. Because back then we know as we Israelite we had what? We had servants. We had multiple wives. We had what? We had maids. And why? Because the maid naturally most of the time is what? It's laying down with Jake as well. So you don't want to have this is his property. This is actually his property. Or to be busy with what? With his maid and come not near her bed. Or what? Upbraiding speeches before friends. Meaning the word upbraiding goes into the act of what? Introducing. You shouldn't be even introducing yourself, more or less trying to defend and don't save her. She don't want to be saved because she wanted to be saved. She's been took her ass on that building or call the authorities. She don't want to be saved. So you now you got yourself in a situation to where this man could see you and remember you and fire you up, man. Listen to Jake, man.
Like, okay, he said we all stay here. The best thing to do would have been not to try to get into it after seeing that she is not trying to leave him. It would have been to go in the lobby and just alert the employees, listen, you got a situation right here. I think, he's going to really, mess her up. Could you call the police?
No, mind your own business. That's some worldly shit. Mind your own business, man. And we as so-called black men, we know that we don't deal with. I mean, cops. Us and cops is like kryptonite, like the Superman. We're subject to what? To be laying on the pavement, man. When dealing with the authorities, he told me call 911. No, nigga, the last thing you should be doing is not be looking for no 911. 911, because that so-called white woman could turn the situation around and lie on your black ass. And now you gone. Who you think she gonna defend? She gonna defend you, or she gonna defend her husband? She not gonna defend your black ass. So that's why you should mind your own damn business, Jake. You should mind your own business.
And you're not in harm's way trying to be Captain Saver.
Exactly.
And like the man is saying, you should mind your business. When people are in relationships like that, you are taking a chance because you don't know what they have, what their mental state is, and if they're going to snap right there. I just went over the story where the man snapped on his wife. They were in the,
But guess what? That man could be intoxicated. And then when he do what he do, if he had got a weapon, I mean, by him being, look, man, they're gonna make every kind of excuse when it comes to us, man. He wanted his right mind when he took Fred. We just call him Fred. Took Fred's life. Fred should, and then white folk gonna go behind the doors. Fred should have minded his own goddamn business. That's what Fred should have done. They got the video, so Fred, he should have minded his own business. That's what they're gonna be saying. Nah, we not gonna give him a whole lot of time. We're gonna just, might give him an insanity plea and let him go. Jake had no fight in these devil's kingdom, man. No fight in these devil's kingdom. Mind your business, Jake.
And popped all of them, and then got into a gunfight with the police, and he snapped, and they left behind kids and all of that. So you don't know what people are going through and what their mental state is in a relationship, and how there's high emotions, especially like if they've been drinking, which this looks like they both are under the influence a little bit.
Like I said,
He's my husband.
Husband and wife.
He's my husband. And
basically, they're husband and wife. That's the reason why she's not going nowhere.
She ain't going nowhere. She ain't going no goddamn well. Matthew 5 and 20. What I want? Matthew 5 and 27. Right? Ye have heard that it was said by what? Them of old time, thou shalt not what? Commit adultery. And all this here, I mean, you all thinking just committing adultery can it just a man laying down where The only way a man could commit adultery if he's fooling around with another man's wife. Right? But you heard the scripture speak about do not even sit with another man's wife. So that's a form of adultery right there. That means you were attempting to what? To lay down with this man's wife, man. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that what? That whosoever looketh on a woman, who's what? Who's married, look on a woman, and this is exactly what this guy was doing. He was looking on her in a what? What do it say? But I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman who's married to lust after her has committed adultery with her already in his heart, meaning his mind, man. He already thinking, damn, oh, she over here, I might catch her one day. That's all Jake doing, man. That's what Jake does, man. You know, Jake is quick to go lay down with another man's wife, man. Very quick to go lay down with another man's wife. This is what they do. You know, and we in the West, man, being married, you know, which is the damn piece of paper don't mean shit. But in the West, it does. It means all the things in the world. And then you are a so-called black man in a white couple's business. They gonna laugh at you, man. Damn, this nigga dead. Nigga ain't all nigga gotta do is mind his business, man. Now he laying here in his own blood, in a pool of blood. They gonna be laughing at you, man, cause you wouldn't mind your damn business.
And that's also the reason why a lot of times you should mind your business or do it another way. Don't confront a situation like that head on, because if he would have snapped and put out a gun and popped him, then what? Who would have cared for the unsung hero?
Nobody.
Who would have gave it that? I'm keeping it 1,000. Don't be a torpedo for other people's situations. Sometimes you just got to let people iron out their situations on their own because they've been going through it for so long. I'm not trying to sound insensitive or like I don't care, but from experience, and many of y'all have been in that same place where you go and defend a woman's honor, and she's going to get right back with the man. And now you look like a fool because you then did all of this extra stuff, and now the dude is back with her looking at you, smiling in your face.
The brother makes a good point, man. He makes a damn good point. You know, why? You in this man's business. You in this man's business, man. Stay out this man's business and affairs, man. Let's go to real quick 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 4 and 11, right? And that ye study to what? To be quiet, and to your own business, which is right straight to the point, and to work with what? With your own hands, as we commanded you, that ye may walk honestly towards them that are what? That are without. You know what? Let's read this. And I googled it, right. Listen to this right here, right. Listen to this right here. The passage. Let me see. The passage in 1 Thessalonians 4 and 11. I'm reading it from Google now. Listen to this here. It said, in its entirety, highlights several key aspects of what? Of Christian living. Right? Living a what? A quiet life. Okay, it goes into, it say, this refers to a life that is not characterized by excessive busyness or involvement in unnecessary conflicts or drama. Huh? This is what Jake doing. Jake okay, it goes on further to say, mind your own business. Mind your own business. It say what? This means focusing on one's own responsibilities. A man's wife is his property, man. He can do what the hell he want to do with his, or what he want to do with his wife. If you want to go on a biblical standpoint, you know. Again, I know we in the West, we in Esau's kingdom, and the women have what? Have a certain privileges that a man don't have. But hey, if you are a so-called black man. You know, we are the least, the least are the first ones to get what? To get murked, man. The blood spitting on the streets, man. It goes until the first say, minding your own business. This means focusing on one's responsibility, duties, and personal growth rather than what? Constantly interfering in the affairs of others. This is Google. This is Google giving you what that is. 1 Thessalonians 4 and verse 11 through 12. And it goes, it's a working with your own hands to emphasize the importance of self-sufficiency and honest labor rather than what they're relying on or engaging in idleness. So in other words, just like I said, man, it's simple. I mean, that speaks for itself, y'all. It speaks for itself. This means focusing on one's responsibility, duties, and personal growth rather than what? Than constantly interfering in other people's affairs. I say it all the time. Mind your business, man. Stay out of other people's business, man. You know, let women do that. You know, women do that all day long. You know, some of you jokers got wives. Got wives, right? Her friend will call her and get her upset because he cheated on her or whatever, and she'd be just as upset. She'd be just as upset as the woman that got cheated on, and will bring hell in your house just by what? Minding in other people's business, man. Minding in other people's business, man. Mind your own damn business, man. You know, don't be one of the ones that learn the hard way, man. Meaning the hard one, meaning on that pavement, man. Don't be one of those now. Don't be one of those. In the scripture, and it goes into what that is. 1 Thessalonians 4 and 11. And I just read that there, and that ye study to be what? Quiet and what? And to do your what? Your own business, man. Do your own business. Yeah, Exodus. Let's go to Exodus right quick, because adultery, man. Adultery is something that you can lose your life. Adultery, man. You can actually lose your life, meaning messing with another man's wife. 20 in verse Exodus 20 and 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Meaning what? His wife. Thou shalt not covet thy what? Thy neighbor's wife. Read it again. Verse 17 of Exodus 20 and 17. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his what? His maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Anything. Especially his wife. Mind your damn business, Jake. Stay out of people's business, man. Even when Eve get her ass whooped by one of them little YNs with the pants sagging off the ass. Because them little YNs will blow your brains out real quick. So now you worried about this ran through woman. Ran through bucket of water because ain't nothing left, and most of them, that's all it is, just like digging up in a bucket of water, man. You might well wash yourself because ain't nothing else. You can't catch no walls or nothing, man. Mind your damn business, Jake. Mind your business, Jake. He been out there. What that is, John, real quick. And I think I'm gonna close this out. I'm gonna give you an example. What that is? John 4, the woman at the well. The woman at the well. I mean, see, all this adultery and the whoredom of a woman. It ain't just started since we've been in the West. This shit been going on for a long time. Even what, over 1,000 years ago, when Yahushua walked the earth, who y'all equally called Jesus. Let's start at verse. Let me see, John 4, and verse. Let's start at verse 16. No, 15. The woman said unto him, who? Yahweh Shah, who equally called Jesus, Sir, give me this water that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. And Yahweh Shah said unto her, Go call thy husband and come hither. Huh? Because Yahweh Shah knew what? That you don't talk and sit down with another man's wife. Who follow the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh better than Yahweh Shah, who y'all equally called Jesus? Yahweh Shah said unto her, Go call thy husband and come hither. But guess what? Verse 17. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. But this is a great precept to use and show that sex is marriage. Verse 17 again. The woman answered and said, I have no husband. And Yahweh Shah said unto her, Thou hast well said, I have no husband. Well said meaning that what? She was telling the truth. In a sense. But verse 18, listen to this. For thou hast what? Has had 5 husbands. 5 husbands. Proves that she's what? Now, brothers like to argue and say that this woman here is a what? Is a Israelite. No, she's a goddamn heathen. Because if she was an Israelite, she wouldn't have had no 5 husbands. She would never say, Yahweh Shah said again, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou hast what? Is not thy husband, in that saith thou truly. So in other words, Yahweh Shah is saying that the man that you're with now, he's not your husband. Because he knows that the first man you laid down with, that's your husband. So Israelite woman wouldn't have moved in that fashion back then in that day. It was not regular, back then, even when see, we've been in the West in the 60s and 70s, right? 80s, early 80s, I say early 80s. You knew that a woman, when you seen a prostitute, you knew she was a prostitute. Why? Because by her attire and how she dressed. Nowadays, these women, all of them dress like whores. So you don't know who's married and who's not married, and who's a whore and who's not. But they're all whores now, and we all are fornicators. Because we all jumping around, sleeping around here and there, I don't do it now. We ain't doing it now. And I never did it on a large scale because I knew, hey man, listen man, the world done changed since I've been here. When I say it have done a 360, it have done a 360 for real. For thou have had 5 husbands, and he whom thou hast is not thy husband, in that thou sayest thou truly. So verse 19, the woman saith unto him, Sir, unto Yahweh Shah, I perceive that thou art a prophet. So a prophet of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shah, is going to always give you what? The truth of the Bible. The word that we speak, especially in today's world, which is the Western world, is what? It's not something that one would call the norm, right? Because you all have learned Esau ways, and you don't take the time to. I mean, in other words, you fight back and forth with what you learn in this world versus what being read in the Bible. So guess what? You're going off. But you already claim yourself to be what? Highly in favor. God like. No, man. How about Shimmy Shai not dealing with your wicked ass, man? Because why? Because you're serving your own belly. So that's a lesson for you Jakes, man. Mind your own damn business. On that note, say call Allah Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rokak Wadash, Shalom.